Looking forward to the World Cup in South Africa. That's going to be mental in South Africa, isn't it? Injury news. John Terry's been murdered and Shaun Wright-Phillips was raped in his car. Personally, for South Africa, I'm going to support the guys most likely to come away with the trophy. The child soldiers of Sierra Leone. Fucking tragic, Beckham getting injured. Do you not think that was tragic? Because now he's going to be in a commentary team and I'm going to have to listen to his little boy with brain damage fucking voice. Apparently they're trying for a baby, the Beckhams. Fucking hell. Shagging that woman must be like trying to separate deck chairs with your dick. Like fucking a packet of vomit-flavoured knickknacks. Do you know what they should have done? Give us all a laugh, right? They should have got the England team to write their own World Cup song. Not just sing the song, write the fucking song. Kick it in the goal, kick it in the goal. Their goal, not our goal. Kick it in the goal. I like that scandal in the rugby. Did you see a guy that had the blood capsule in his mouth so he could pretend it was injured? You see him? I thought he should have hidden it up his arse and done it in the scrum. Oh, you dirty bastards! Send him off, ref! Yellow card, he fucked us! He fucked us! Do you know what I love? I love Wimbledon. Do you watch the wheelchair tennis? They're fucking brilliant at tennis. It's really compelling. But why during the break do they make them go over to the side? They're already sitting down. How much of a rest do they need, the fucking lazy bastards? I always like the grunting in the tennis, putting each other off with the grunting. Should bring that into the snooker. Ah! John Parrott, 12. I always love the way England's got Wimbledon, the #1 fucking competition, despite not being that interested in tennis and not being any fucking good at tennis. It's a bit like Wales having the World Rodeo Riding Championships. Come on, Gareth! Come on, Gareth! Come on, Gareth! Oh, he's been paralysed. See that guy that died in the luge in the Winter Olympics? Bit of a silver lining. He's coming back next year to compete in the skeleton bobsleigh. That's nice. How you doing, man? How you doing, baldy fella? You all right? Yeah, you're not bald. Is that your fucking angle, is it? That's going to be a difficult one to defend there, big chap. Particularly as the spotlight bounces back off your heads and burns out my fucking retinas. How you doing, man? What's your story? What'd you do?
I work with disabled children.
You work with disabled children? Well, have I got a few jokes for you? Oh, dear. You don't really? Oh, bit of a fucking comedian yourself there, aren't you? Fantastic. Don't worry, we'll fucking edit it out in the DVD and it'll look like you do. People will go, well, why has he said that then? And that's how you end up on the sex offenders register, my friend. And that is where you will get to meet those two guys. How you doing, man? What's your story?
I'm a project manager.
You're a project manager? You've just said that. You're warning me with your eyes. You're doing that thing where you're going, I'll do the most boring fucking thing in the world, Frankie. Just fucking turn back now. What's this project you're managing?
I work with defence estates on military projects.
You work on military projects? Things for killing people? No, all right. We're going to work our way towards this like a fucking riddle, are we? How many questions do I get? I think you'll find it's an almost infinite amount. What's the nature of this project, man? Tell me.
Construction project.
Construction, right? Now we've learnt a little more of nothing. You're constructing something for the Ministry of Defence and we don't know what it is. Now we're intrigued. Even the paedophile's intrigued. Have you seen that? What's this thing you're constructing? Are you sure you work for the Ministry of Defence? And this isn't just something your care workers told you do? Aye, the Ministry of Defence want you to build another sandcastle. There you go. Once you've finished that, you can go home for the day. Another job well done. I got in a bit of trouble this year where John Humphreys, the Radio 4 presenter, came out and described my work as lascivious filth. I think if you're going to get slagged off by someone, it should be by a guy who looks like the ghost of the monkey that started AIDS. Then Danny Dyer was in the paper saying that he wanted to fight me, taking time out from presenting Britain's Hardest Baby, or whatever the fuck he does. Britain's Hardest Baby, in case you're wondering, is the zombie baby P. Bet Harvey in the final. Danny Dyer's presenting a show called Danny Dyer, I Believe in UFOs. I'm going to present a show called Frankie Boyle, I Believe in Danny Dyer, where I try to work out if Danny Dyer actually exists, or if he's just a character actor constantly auditioning for the part of a gay garage mechanic with a brain injury. Who actually employs him? The only thing anyone wants to see Danny Dyer present is the symptoms of arse cancer. I should say, I feel a bit guilty here, because Danny Dyer friended me on Facebook. And he seemed like a nice guy. Listen to me, this is how people get killed on Facebook, isn't it? Seems like a nice guy, sending his dad round to pick me up. There's no room in the car, I've got to climb directly into the boot. That was horrible, the Facebook murder, wasn't it? The only reason they caught the guy was she changed her status at the last minute to just being sexually murdered in a park, laugh out loud. ROFD, rolling on the floor dying. 5 people like this. A guy stood up the other day and gave his name as the Crossbow Cannibal. What's your name? Crossbow Cannibal. And how do you plead? Not guilty, Your Honour. We put 2 10-year-old boys on the sex offenders register. 2 10-year-old boys. I can't wait for one of Britain's paedophiles to run into our youngest sex offenders. Do you want to see my puppies? Yeah, and your cock. That fucking cabbie that went on the rampage in Cumbria, right? This is a true story. Right, I tell you it because it's a true story. Yesterday, as the story's all over the front pages, I'm sitting in a cafe having breakfast, and there's a Scottish guy sat across me. I know he's Scottish because he's reading a Scottish newspaper. And he recognises me, and he finishes reading the story about the taxi driver. And as he's leaving, he points at the paper and he goes to me, "And they never take Scottish banknotes." Get a sense of fucking proportion, man. I take taxis all the time, and after 5 years of listening to taxi drivers' opinions, it'd be a relief to meet one that just wanted to shoot me in the fucking head. I know this all seems a bit soon now, but hopefully by the time the DVD comes out at Christmas, the victims' families will be able to look back and laugh. Oh, do you remember that time our dad got murdered by a taxi driver? He left his meter running as well, the cheeky cunt. So here's what's really on my tits, right? David Cameron is our Prime Minister. That was great. The one northern voice I've heard all night is a cunt. That's a fucking snap review there, sir. Well done. He's a wet-lipped buffoon who looks like he should be playing a trombone in a fucking Lurpak advert. Apparently the Tories were worried about his lack of appeal in the north. He's David Cameron. The only thing he's got in common with anyone up north is that somebody in Liverpool now has his bicycle. Nobody voted for this, right? You'll have gone into a school and cast your vote, and you'll now get punished for that decision for the next 5 years. You'd have got a shorter sentence if you'd walked into the same school and beaten a kid over the head with a fucking dumbbell. They sacked that guy. You can't hold a kid down and beat them over the head with a dumbbell shouting, die, die, die anymore. It's fucking political correctness gone mad. Nick Clegg now has power. A guy who looks like he shouts out sorry when he comes. He has the air of someone who'd leave a stag party early because he didn't want to miss Holby City. What was Brown's campaign about? Smiling and waving every day, that weird fucking... He looked like someone getting a blowjob in his car while his wife drove by in a Ford Fiesta. That mad old woman, all these Eastern Europeans, where are they coming from? Well, take a wild guess, you stupid old cow. Do you know what he should have done, Brown? I admit this would have been daring, but he could have got away with it. He went back up the second time to apologise. He should have gone into her house and tried to fuck her. She'd have come out and gone, Gordon Brown tried to fuck me. And we'd all just go, oh, she's just mad. She's just a mad old woman. But I would never attempt to pump an old woman in her house. And he'd have got off with it scot-free, and he'd have been sat in the prime ministerial debate, strangely distracted by a middle finger that stunk of freshly baked scones.